Coming to you live from Pasadena, Monologue! And now, your lovable host, Donald Briggs!
Thank you. Good evening. I am your host, Donald Briggs, and this is Monologue Semifinals Part 1. Now, before we get started, I need to make a quick announcement. There were some errors in scoring a few episodes ago. So in episode 3, it turns out that Chrissy Carpenter was the actual winner. And in episode 5, Grace Porter was the actual winner. So congratulations to those ladies. All right, now let's go ahead and get this party started. I want to introduce you to your fantastic judges this evening. First, we have Mr. Barry Papick. Thank you. Next, the lovely Miss McCall Sennett. And the dashing Mr. Justin Ross.
Donald, you noticed I grew my hair back.
I noticed that.
I kept getting mistaken for Barry Papick.
That's right.
I was mobbed on the street.
That wouldn't be such a bad thing. All right, folks, so we're going to go ahead and get started with our very first contestant tonight, a very talented young lady by the name of Jenna Bisler, who is doing a piece called Sleeping in Class. Jenna Bisler.
Mom, it's not like I fall asleep on purpose. It's just that I have to get up at 6 a.m. and then you expect me to go to math class. And I mean, there is no way I can get up at 6 in the morning, go to math class, and stay awake. I just don't get enough sleep. And plus, it's so boring. I mean, my teacher has to sit down, and then she starts lecturing us about, I don't even know, stupid math problems. And it's so pointless. She stands at the board for like, what, 2 hours? Okay, well, it feels like 2 hours. And all she does is write on the board and expects us to copy it down. And so while I'm supposed to be doing that, I get really tired and I start falling asleep. But then I wake up, right? And I find my paper and all I can read is a whole bunch of scribbles. So then I start writing down again and then like 5 minutes later, I fall asleep. And so today, my teacher caught me and she screams at me. She's like, "Lisa, get up!" And I'm like, "Oh, okay." And so I wake up and I start writing down again, but it's really just a whole bunch of scribbles because I can't stay awake. And this happens like every day to me. So that's why she finally sent this letter home to you, Mom. She's telling you to make sure I get enough sleep. But I think I should just be allowed to skip math altogether.
Great job, Jenna. Great
Thank
job.
you.
Let's find out what the judges thought of that performance, okay? Barry.
Jenna, you're adorable. And I think you're growing as an actress. It's great to see that. I mean, I think by leaps and bounds. I really liked what you did today. I thought you still need to take your time more and enjoy those moments. There's such luscious moments in this that you can really enjoy those moments and take them. You know, I liked how you personified the teacher. I saw the teacher there. And what I'd really like to see you do is take that ending and really nail that ending. I thought you sort of faded a little bit at the end rather than jumping in and just taking it. But I think you're wonderful, and it's just great to see you grow. It really is. It's wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think you're lovely. And you had, I really felt you talking to your mom. It was very believable. It was very real. It was very rooted in truth. I think that you could play a little bit with the stakes more. You know, how angry is your mother? You know, what's at stake here? Are you going to be grounded? Are you know, what's going to happen at school? Kind of taking that and that will add to the layers for you, you know, just to give you more emotional depth for the piece. But I think that it was really good, and I just think you're lovely. Yeah, so congrats.
Yeah, I also think you're a young actress of great intelligence, and look forward to seeing more of you in the future. I do agree that in terms of, you know, the stakes building, so that it really has nothing to do with you. It's not your fault. It's your mother's fault that you're not getting enough sleep. So, you know, however you choose to play that attitude more to take the onus off of you. So just keep layering it, and you're definitely on the right path.
Thank you.
So did you understand, Jenna, what the judges were saying?
Yes, I needed to hear that. I really did.
Okay. I just want to ask you just a couple of questions. When did you get started in acting? Do you remember when? How old you were?
I think I was about 9 years old, 10 years old when I got serious about it.
And what made you start acting?
Well, it's kind of stupid. I would watch people on TV and I was kind of wishing to be them, and I didn't think it would happen. So, but as I started getting into it, I actually grew a passion for it, and still growing.
Was there anybody in particular that you watched, whether it was a big celebrity or just commercials that you saw, and you said, this is what I want to do for the rest of my life?
Yeah, it wasn't really specific actor or actress. It was more commercials that made me want to. Nothing specific.
Okay. Well, thank you so much, Jenna. Appreciate it. All right, and our next contestant this evening goes by the name of Jack Shepard, and he is going to do a piece called The Babysitter. Jack Shepard, everybody.
Mom, I think you and Dad should go out tonight. And Linda can come back and babysit. I didn't even get sad when you left, because Linda let me play my favorite songs and watch TV at the same time. And she said I could have one snack, but I couldn't decide between a Pop-Tart, a donut, or cookies. So she put them all on a plate and said it was one snack plate. And when I threw up later, she didn't even get mad. She just didn't have to tell. Anyway, I had a cook lot, and her boyfriend Bobby, and her other ones came over too. And they bought apple juice to drink, and they gulped it down real fast, like this. It made them laugh so hard that they danced all over the living room, even our new couch. It was the most fun ever. Mom, are you okay?
Jack Shepard, everybody. Jack, let's go ahead and find out what the judges thought of that
I
performance.
found a couple teeth backstage. Could they be yours? Jack, you're adorable. How old are you?
7 1/4.
7 1/4?
7 1/4.
Wow. So last time I saw you, you was like 6 3/4. So you're really growing a lot. I think you're doing great. The only thing I'm going to say is, because of maybe the lack of teeth, you have to be very careful that we could understand every word that you say, because some of them get a little bit lost. But I thought you did great. Again, I think you're growing. You know, from the last time I saw you, I really saw the people this time. So I think you took our advice and you ran with it. And I thought you did a great job. And you know, you're going to be the next Justin Bieber. All the girls are going to be running after you.
Jack, I think you're absolutely adorable. And
See?
And I think that you've got, you know, a good career ahead of you. I agree with Barry. I think you definitely can take your time a little bit more so that the words come out. You know, that'll get easier as you grow. You know, your voice is still developing. So, you know, not to worry about it, but just to be aware of it. Also, when you notice that you told your mom something that you absolutely shouldn't have said and the oops, let that land a little more. Take your time with that. You just betrayed the awesome babysitter that, you know, you're so excited about. So there's a stake there, you know, and let that just take your time a little bit more with it. But I think you've got so much expression and life, and don't ever lose that. Okay? All right, thank you.
I think you have a wonderful career ahead of you as a young character actor, and you know, they're rare, and you know, everybody wants to be you know, the leading man, but it's the character actors that have longevity in this business. And it's very clear that you have a wonderful understanding of comedy. And there was an actor in my day, a young actor, who made $1 gazillion on doing commercials. His name was Mason Reese. And you remind me of him. The one critique that I would have to echo the other judges is your diction. And that's a technical issue that can be solved by, doing exercises in order to enunciate more clearly, slowing your pace down, vowels and consonants and how you, work your mouth so that we can really understand, all of the great work that you're doing. But the essence and the ability to portray the characters that you have shown us is not an easy thing to do. That's God's gift, and you've got it. So we look forward to seeing a lot more of you in the future. Go sell those hamburgers.
And you are better looking than Mason Reese. So
Yes.
Jack, I'm gonna, hope you don't mind, I'm gonna just bend down on one knee while I ask you just a couple of questions or so, okay? What did judges tell you? Did it make sense, what they were saying? Okay. Who are your favorite actors or actresses?
Christopher Lloyd.
Christopher Lloyd. Talking about cancer. There you go.
That's it.
Christopher Lloyd. I like
Too
him.
esoteric.
What age did you get started acting?
4.
4. Ooh, that was a long time ago, huh?
That was
You
half your
remember that?
life.
Now, is there somebody else in your family who acts as well?
My brother, he inspired me when I was 3.
Oh, is that right? when you was 3 years old?
When I was 3 years old, I got inspired by him, and I got my first job when I was 4.
Wow, that's nice. Well, congratulations on your first job then, okay? So, okay, well, hey, Jack, thank you so much. Say good luck to you, okay? Okay, Jack,
Thanks,
thank you so
Jack.
much. It appears that we only have 2 contestants this evening, so what's going to happen is both contestants are automatically eligible to move on to the finals. So what I'm going to do right now is bring both contestants out, and then I'm going to have the judges give a final overall overview on everything that they've done. So if I can have both contestants come back out here again, everybody. And we're going to start with Barry, and any words of wisdom, anything you want to pass on to these 2 contestants?
Yeah, I think it's just so wonderful that you guys are starting at such a young age. I wish I had started acting at such a young age. And I think there's so much potential for both of you. I think you're great. You're just adorable. And I thought your work was really, really improved today. And I just want to keep seeing that growth. I just thought it was great. And Jack, I just heard backstage that you're actually going out with a 34-year-old, which I really, I really respect that. Listen, I think you're very talented, and I'm looking forward to seeing you guys in the finals.
Oh my goodness. I don't even know how to respond to what Barry just said. I think you guys just both, it's wonderful to see that new excitement that comes with acting. I actually started acting when I was 7, and for me, it was something there was nothing like it, and I see that passion and that spark that you guys have, and hold on to that. That's something you can carry through your whole life and your whole career if you do decide to pursue this as you get older. And it's one of the most important things that you need to really be a working actor. You need to not be jaded, and you need to have spirit and heart. And if you can retain that in this very difficult business, then you will have a career, and you will grow, and you will always be surprised by life. So just always look for that. It's easy when you're a kid to be surprised by life, but as you get older, it's very, very important that you hold on to that. Thank you so much for coming.
What she said. You're always stealing my critiques. I have nothing to
Every time
say.
you say something, I'm like,
Well, but I
he's
say it
so
after
bright.
you. Well, because I'm only repeating what you said. Honestly, I'm sitting here and I'm thinking the 2 of you have such youthful enthusiasm, such passion, such grace in what you're doing. It's thrilling to hear the excitement that you have for the craft of acting. And I was thinking that, you know, as best as you can, hold on to that, because it's going to be hard to at times. It's a hard business. It's a lot of rejection. And often the most talented person doesn't get the job.
Yeah.
There's many other variables that come into it. So it's tough. But, you know, if you can really keep in your heart the reason for why you're pursuing this kind of career and life, and remember that there are a lot of people that do believe in you and do respect your talent, hold on to that, and it'll get you through the rough times, and keep going. And like I said before, we really look forward to seeing more of you in the future. I have no doubt we will. You're very welcome.
I'm just kidding. I get so excited. But remember what Justin said is just so important. Remember that it doesn't make a difference how big the job is, how small the job is. You know, act because you love to act. And if you do, then success will come to you. You know, it's a hard business, but if you're not in it for the fame, if you're in it for the love of the work, then it doesn't make a difference, you know, if you're acting in a small theater in front of 40 people or in front of, on television in front of millions of people. Do it because you love it, and the reward will always be there.
But also be careful not to focus too much on yourself. It's a very tough balance, because this career is full of ego, but ego is the death of good acting. And you really have to always be looking out and looking at who's in front of you and paying attention to, if we make who's in front of us more important than ourselves, then we'll always have a career too. So, you know, make sure you nurture yourself and give yourself what you need, but really it's about the other people in your life, and never lose sight of that as well.
I first got to say, lately I've been watching a lot of commercials, and honestly, I look at it and I look at all the young people that we have, and there's three of my favorite commercials, and I say I can see these people doing it. One has to do with, it's a television commercial. A dad is sleeping and they have to move this big TV outside. I swear I see Jenna, because it's 5 teenage girls, and I see Jenna in that one. And then this little girl who says that her, it's a car commercial, and she says that her dad's a space alien, and I swear I always see, I just see Jack doing that one right away. And there's a new one out right now, and it has to do with this girl is doing some ballet dancing or something, and then this guy say, can you, it's a car commercial, and it's like, can you help my kid out? And then she goes in and she jokes on the guy. Again, I see these kids, so I want to utter exactly what they were saying. I hope you guys do decide to stick with it, because I see a promising future for each one of you, okay?
Thank you.
So promise me you will continue to do it.
Definitely.
All right. All right, well, we've come to the end of the show. I want to thank the judges. I want to thank the audience members. I want to thank all of the people behind the cameras, the audio, the tech, the directors, and everybody like that. And without a doubt, I definitely want to thank the contestants. So I want to say join us again for Semifinals Part 2.
Time just seems to fade away. Night turns into morning day. The sun comes out. The sky is gray. Memories distance. I dismay. My love is gone. Long delay. Weakness. Strength. Pause. Replay. Weakness. Strength. Pause. Replay. Sun, lust, splinters, paint, blood, rust, sweat stain, faint. The time is gone. I can no longer wait. Today's the day. Now's the date. Heal the wound, sharpen blade, beat my heart. It's life's parade. My love is gone. It's long delayed. Tomorrow is another day.
Most fathers would spend a day like this at the cemetery, or picking in front of a courthouse, demanding a retrial. My wife's at the cemetery right now with her mother. Not me. Cemeteries are like all those other rituals of death. They're for the living. The dead don't care. Hell, they're dead. Besides, I'm tired of crying. I'm not going to shed one more tear from these eyes. No, sir. Real men, you got to leave the whimpering and whining to children and women. Real men don't cry. They get even. The boy who killed my Randall was only a year younger than him. 15 years old. They caught him. Locked him up for 9 months. Didn't let him go. Said he was no longer a danger to society. Said he was reformed. Sometimes when I'm watering my lawn, I see him drive by my house in his mama's Honda.
The raven himself is hoarse that croaks. The fatal entrance of Duncan under my battlements. Come, you spirits that tend on mortal thoughts, unsex me here, and fill me from the crown to the toe top full of direst cruelty. Make thick my blood, stop the access and passage to remorse, that no compunctuous visitings of nature shake my fell purpose, nor keep peace between the effect and it. Come to my woman's breasts and take my milk for gall, you murdering ministers, wherever in your sightless substance you wait on nature's mischief. Come, thick night, and pall thee in the dunnest smoke of hell, that my king knife see not the wound it makes. Nor heaven peep through the blanket of the dog to cry, hold.
I feel just so uncomfortable up there. I used to feel that when I was on a stage that my feet were just planted firmly on solid ground, that I could grow. But now I just feel defenseless in front of them. I can't capture them. I can't excite them anymore. I long to just tremble with fear in front of them, to just tremble with joy. I want to speak words of fire and passion and words of anger, words that just burn through their souls, words that'll just make them shout out loud and just turn and flee from me. And then I'll grab them back and I'll toss them different words. Words beautiful as flowers, words full of hope and love and joy. And then they'll all start weeping. And I'll weep too. Wonderful tears. They all applaud. They smother me with flowers. And they bear me up on their shoulders. And for that moment, I hold sway over all of them. Life is in that one moment. All of life in one single moment. Everything that's best happens in one single moment. How I long for people to be different, just for the world to be different. Not all the hustle and bustle of everyday life, but just a life in which art is needed by everyone all the time. So I could stop feeling totally superfluous.
Welcome to a delicious world, to a wonderful world of delicious adventure. Can't you feel that's delicious already? You can just smell it. Oh God, I love that smell. Well, you've all heard of Cadbury's, Hershey's, Netzels, Wonka. Wait, what's that? You say, what's Wonka? You mean you don't know what Wonka is? Why, of course, Willy Wonka chocolate, of course. I admit, Willy Wonka's chocolate is fairly new, but it's also the greatest chocolate ever invented. In fact, Mr. Willy Wonka himself is the most amazing, the most fantastic, the most extraordinary chocolate maker the world has ever seen. He's invented things like, well, I'm not going to tell you the things he invented. You came here to see for yourself, so I'll let you do just that. Well, there was a big article in the town paper today. It said that Mr. Willy Wonka himself, in order to sell a lot of candy again, was hosting a competition. That's right, a competition. He has hidden 5 golden tickets under ordinary wrapping paper in 5 ordinary candy bars. These candy bars are said to be found anywhere, in any ordinary shop, in any ordinary street, in any ordinary town, in any ordinary country in the world. And on any counter that Willy Wonka's extraordinary candies can be bought. The winners of these 5 tickets will tour Mr. Wonka's new factory and take home as much chocolate as they need for the rest of their lives.
Hey, girl. Sorry I haven't called you back. My mom is throwing a fit again. Yeah, well, 2 weeks ago, I snuck out at night to go to a party on the beach. Then last week, I kind of skipped school to go to the mall. And now today, she found that pack of cigarettes I was hiding in my underwear drawer. Yeah, well, she shouldn't be in my room anyway, you know? Oh yeah, tell me about it. Yeah, well, thank goodness I have you to talk to. Otherwise, I just would lose my mind. Yeah. Well, I've been okay, I guess. You know, it's really hard being understood nowadays. Just, you know, sometimes I just feel like curling up in a ball and just fall to sleep whenever this stuff happens. I have a question. Do you think everything will be okay between me and Mom? Thanks, girl. You're always there for me. You're the best friend anyone could ever ask for. You just, I don't know. You make me feel so, well, I don't know, I can't really come to it right now. Are you still there? Hello? Hello? Well, that little witch hung up on me again.